I was going to ask about, you were talking about how specs are no longer a thing, and I was just hoping you could maybe chat a little bit
They
more
are,
about
but
that.
they're not. There's a weird new thing, and I'm not qualified to explain it to you definitively, but basically, very few studios are buying specs anymore. They buy new material, and people are always like, but they bought 1 million new materials, Landis, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, ha, material means IP, you fucking moron. I hope you die, choke on my, oh, I can't. I should just not respond to that tweet. And so there's more and more IP-based stuff coming out, except for what IP means is getting looser. Looser and looser and looser. There's going to be a Jack Daniels movie, and it's like an adventure movie. Yeah, the assignment's open right now. Hope you have a good spec, because that's now your sample. Right. And so you can still get stuff made sort of in the new secondary system, which is financiers and production companies with discretionaries. But that scene is getting really, really crowded. And the real bad news is that there's guys like me in there. And not only are there guys like me, there's guys like David Goyer and Shane Black. And guys who, when you say their name in a room, someone goes, I'd like to buy a script from them. And you go, what's the script about? And they go, I don't care. I'm not one of those guys yet. But it's a lot of big fish in two small ponds. And all the little fish are now writer number 40 on XYZ superhero movie. And they don't even get credited. And all the big fish are in the tiny pond that used to be the place where young guys went. And then there's like the Netflix crew of like people making shit completely outside the system and just believing, and I don't know how those people do it, and I'm not good enough at that. I'm not a genius. And like I see stuff like this movie Victoria that just came out, and I go, a genius made this. Oh well, I'll hang myself later. I'm not a real artist. Everything they say is true. And so to answer you, once the minute Pirates of the Caribbean made that much money, all bets were off. Because what does Pirates of the Caribbean have to do with the ride Pirates of the Caribbean?
Nothing.
That's not true. It has the same name. And the second that happened, it became, what else can be a movie? I mean, people are so desperate that there's a new model that's dying out now, but it was going on for like 7 years, where this crazy thing would happen where new writers would go to their manager or their agent, I have a cool idea for a movie. And they go, okay, here's what you should do. Don't write that script. They'd be like, what? They'd be like, we can sell that as a graphic novel, and then we can sell it as an IP, and it'll be based on the graphic novel. But isn't the comics industry dying? Shh. We don't need to sell the graphic novel. What? We'll just have a limited run of the graphic novel. But then, and we can say it's based on a graphic novel.
Right.
Why don't we just lie and say it's based on a graphic novel? Because they'll want to see the graphic novel. So you want me to write a graphic novel that no one will read in hopes that it will then sell and we can pretend like people read it, and then I'll get to write the script? Well, yeah, either you or David Goyer, who they'll hire to write that script, because it turns out the graphic novel's good, so they want like a proven good screenwriter. It wouldn't be Goyer, it would be like Zach Penn or like someone like that, like a good writer. The weirdest thing is right now we have a lot of really good writers working. I mean, like, fucking Winter Soldier's great. Why is Winter Soldier that good? Because people cared about it. And that's fucking cool. But the truth is, the problem is you go back to what was the Winter Soldier of 1985? Aliens. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wow, Winter Soldier's really great, but Aliens feels like a big movie that's like got all these complicated ideas in it, different characters, and everyone's like, shh. We have to include this character so we can put them in the sequel. I don't know. I don't hate it. I often seem like I'm complaining or I hate it, but the truth is it's been unbelievably kind to me, and I've been having a really good time. I just get worried about people who are in the position I was in 7 years ago.